The avatars of Mahavishnu basically depict the progression of evolution. So, starting from fish, and then amphibian, and so on and so forth. As you see, humans seem to be the more advanced form of evolution. And we notice there is no mention of philosophy until Krishna, until that avatar in the Mahabharata. So, obviously, this is for a modern human. This philosophical thinking is for a modern human. If we are still constantly thinking about survival, when the survival is in question, how to put food on the table every day, every night, that being the primary thought, we have no time for higher thinking, philosophical thinking. But that idea, the goal, is not to make our life just about survival. That's for, it may sound crude, for animals, right? For somewhat lower stage of evolution. One of the ways in which you can take your mind off of something that's gnawing at you is by thinking of something else, by drawing your attention to something else. When a child is crying, you carry the child, and then the child starts crying because she wants to go back to her mom. I always try to show the child something new. Oh, look at the tree there. Look at that toy there. Just saying that, the child starts looking around and then stops crying, just that distraction for a moment. If I don't continue to say it, she will remember mom and then go back to it. In a similar way, in the next few verses, Gita is telling us that even when you try to consciously give up some pleasures, some desires, there is a lingering taste in your mind, lingering memory of those pleasures. So if I'm going to give up sweets, I see a sweet, I know how it tastes. I've given up cheese, for instance, but I see cheese, I know there is that desire comes. I love cheese. Why shouldn't I taste it? So I take a little bit of it. But that's not giving up completely. So that's, the idea is that even if you give up some pleasures, that memory can draw you back into it. So Gita says, avoid that memory. How do we do that? Gita says, think of divinity. So just like we distract the child by showing a toy or something else. The moment I think of something that is pleasurable, but I want to avoid that pleasure, I could distract myself by thinking of something more divine, become humble. So it's not very easy for all of us to just do that in an abstract fashion. We take a symbol of our liking. It might be Mahalakshmi, it might be Krishna, it might be Shiva, it might be Jesus Christ, it might be Allah. We just have to have that symbol if we cannot do it in an abstract way. That's what the next three verses are saying. Even though you give up pleasures, there is that lingering memory of how the pleasure is, the taste of it. So let go of that by thinking of Supreme Entity. Even the one that is highly resilient, who has very strong resolve, that person's mind can be drawn by this memory of these pleasures. So remember, Gita says, think of Krishna, and that would help you avoid all the unwanted desires.